Bread Alliance episode. Quickie. We're in the middle of a work day here, but I had to get the deep breads in for y'all, and I appreciate everybody who's jumping on in, hitting the like. Thanks to any subscribers to the channel, helping us get to 6K subscribers as soon as possible. I am definitely grateful for that. You guys are amazing. Shout out to all of y'all. Let me get the Blue Castle on up real quick. I appreciate everybody here jumping on in. Yeah, thanks to any new members to the channel. Thanks for people who have been supporting our, things in the description below. We got our Ember app, mining passive Satoshi using the QR code, or not the QR code, the referral code to earn more Satoshis when you're, just using that app daily and getting Satoshis. And then we have our Coinbase ID there for any donations. We appreciate it. We got our Merc store there for you guys. And then we also have our Swash referral code there if you guys like earning Swash while navigating the internet. But let me get the Blue Castle on up there. Beautiful Blue Castle. As always, what's up, El Prey? Once again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I'm so grateful to the community here jumping in for a quickie. I understand maybe not a bunch of y'all will be catching the live, but those who do, I appreciate it. And then those who are watching it later, just thank you for hitting the like, and thanks to any new subscribers to the channel, helping us grow. We're trying to pick up the momentum and keep it going. We've had a red day today, dude. I got a ton of deep breads to make up for a short span of time. We got 1 page, 2 page, almost 3 full freaking pages of deep breads. So you guys definitely know one of them is going to probably tickle your fancy, without a doubt. We're going to start in the shallow end and then work our way up. Right, we'll start off here with, let's start off with some of the cryptos we've talked about, that are kind of honorable mentions for this deep red list, just to keep an eye out for them as well. DRG Dragon Chain at a penny, 133 million supply. I mean, this crypto is still at a freaking penny. All the Disney open source project is still at a penny. I know it's hard to get. You can basically only get it on Uniswap with swapping with ETH, but hey, they make these good ones hard to get for a freaking reason. Quant used to just only on Bitmart. SHX used to only just be on Qcoin, right? DRGN, so far just only on Uniswap, and I understand it was on Gate and got delisted. I'm not turned off by the delisting. They're still building. They're still doing things. They have an NFT marketplace. They got a social media platform. DRGN is still active, still drawing about 50K in volume, right? For a freaking crypto that has only basically one to get RGN at penny, 433 million supply. And plus, if I'm just throwing coffee money at it, if I'm only throwing 5 cents at it, I get whole numbers of 433 million supply, and then they prove to me that they're the freaking Disney open source product. So I like little entries around here. I'm kind of hoping it can go back to 000 if you dip in during this month. Mercury and we're in that retrograde since the 9th up to the 9th. Million follow astrology, but billionaires do. And Mercury retrograde so far off to that we were kind of expecting. Things were going hot. We had a lot of cryptos running. You still do have some cryptos doing some pumps, some low caps that are, low caps are going to do low cap a month up to the 29th, but they do love playing mind games. And how perfect that this Mercury retrograde goes up to the 29th. Just as we get close to the end of the month, just as everybody is spending money on their rent and not being able to spend money on their crypto, and then start freaking, what the heck was that thing? Whoa, a little spider crawling around. That's freaking awesome. Okay. Sorry, buddy. You freaking pretty right there. But anyways, can swap Dragon on Tangent. There we go. Union Thug. Good eye. Good eye. What's up, F? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you jumping on in. Guys, thanks for hitting the like on the way in. It's a quickie today. We're just jumping through the deep breads. So, XPX, we're expecting to maybe go to 0002, 0003, but I like entry points here at around 0004. Once again, coffee money could possibly go a long way here. 9 billion supply. Never think about it again. What's $5 to me? Nothing. Better than buying coffee. Better than buying a freaking lotto ticket. I don't mind just having a crypto that can possibly make me life-changing gains. I have all the patience in the world for that. I'm not here to rush anything, right? We got Siocoin at 001. 54 billion supply, negative 60% down for Siacoin. Dude, Siacoin's an OG decentralized storage crypto. This one's being a massive sleeper right now. We saw Filecoin already starting to brew on up. Filecoin's still, kind of low in the dumps, really, but it's already started moving from our deep reds, so we don't have it on the deep reds here. But Siacoin may be next man up right here. And we got some other decentralized storage cryptos on this list for today, but Siacoin at 0.00154 billion supply. People sleeping on this one, negative 60% down. Right across the board, about $100 million in market cap. Then we go to some other honorable mentions. Render at $2.38, right? Keeping an eye out on Render. I think about 533 million supply for that one. HNT, Helium, dude. Sensors are going to be one of those next big things. The Internet of Things has still not been, really explored or speculated on. That's definitely one of those major narratives. So things with sensors, that build sensors, that are about sensor, machine-to-machine communication and sensor-to-sensor communication, right? HNT, definitely a premier crypto in that regard. DAG, another premier crypto in that regard. Things like measurable token, which is next man up right here at a penny, 1 billion supply, negative 65% down. IOTX at a penny, right? They have freaking sensors that they built for machine-to-machine payments. VeChain, right? Those little micro sensors that have in the gloves for the UFC. Just get ready, man. These things are going to change the world. Little sensors, right? Micro sensors that are just floating around. You don't even have awareness of them. They're on your skin, keeping track of your vital signs in real time. And people are like, whoa, gee, I don't know about sensors on my skin. What are you talking about? You already wear an Apple Watch on your wrist, I'm sure, that lets you know your heart rate, right? I'm pretty sure you do. Right? So that's already getting you, prepped for where this future is going, where the machines just get a little bit smaller and they give them a ton more data. Roblox, and this is kind of a side tangent here, but if they ever token that's actually tradable, I know that the game has that in-game currency that you can buy items with. Dude, if that ever becomes a tradable asset, I'm adding blocks, man, because these kids are freaking obsessed with it. They're already getting trained of how to play in the metaverse, how to transact in the metaverse, how to exchange in the metaverse, right? It's going to be a metaverse world for these guys. Dude, it's their social media as well. They jump on Roblox. They talk to each other through Roblox. They're already getting trained for the future of metaverse, man. It's not me that, I'm not playing these type of games, but I'm going to be having the lifeblood of those games without a freaking doubt. So metaverse cryptos like Decentraland, Mana, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Atlas token in the Solana ecosystem. If Blocks ever comes out with a freaking token, that's going to be awesome. Dual DUEL has actually gone on a dip. It was at 0006, came back down to 0003. Generative AI gaming, it's the only one of its kind that's out there. I'm definitely liking DUEL as some coffee money little throw in there for some generative AI. We have GRT, Graph token at 6 cents, 10 billion supply, negative 65% down. We got SEI, Psi Network, at 17 cents, 10 billion supply, negative 63% down. We got WLD, WorldCoin, dude, under $1 is such an easy smash in my opinion, man. Sam Altman's in the game, and people don't even know that Sam Altman's behind this freaking project, right? I mean, dude, you already got ChatGPT connections with WLD, right? People are trying to figure out what ChatGPT is going to use for currency. I'm kind of thinking it's going to probably use WLD, right? Since Sam Altman's behind the project, they have their orbs to verify your identity. Imagine these orbs verify, they have your identity information, they know your freaking identity, and it's integrated with your ChatGPT. Next thing you know, all they need to do is create your digital twin, right? That's all they need to do, and you're already part of that new system, right? Having a digital twin, having AI agents. Speaking of digital twins, I started the beta for Amiko, AMIKO, a crypto we've been talking about a little bit here, but I pumped a good amount, so we don't try to talk about it too much. But at 3 cents, 1 billion supply, pretty interesting. The UI has been pretty fantastic for setting up the digital twin so far in the beta. Interested to see how this is going to roll out, but so far the only one of its kind right now where you have been able to, I was able to create a digital twin, give it, my likeness and some info. I didn't want to give it too much intimate info. You can maybe assign tasks to. They're going to be releasing digital companions. Man, whoa, what the heck is a I mean, I'm not going with digital companions, but I guess other people can have that option. It's pretty freaking crazy. ANKR. ANKR is 009. What I like though is that they're working on a product. Like they have a product that is usable and you can actually do, but you're right, that narrative is very far out there. But hey, we can set ourselves up with early positions. Hopefully, if it starts going to like 008, 007, that's when it might be a good sweet spot for some Amico, especially for that billion supply. Once again, I'm not over invested in this crypto, but I'm definitely keeping an eye out on that because I definitely think digital twins are something to keep, that are going to be important for AI agents and their utility in the future. They're going to need that sovereign operator, whether it's going to be Amico or Twin Protocol or some other digital twin system. I think that's an interesting speculative area. Once again, I'm not over investing in it. I'm not throwing more than I can afford to lose ever with these projects. I like we have our own like set of blue chip cryptos that we would prefer, but definitely want to, we're having fun. It's a blue crypto. We'll keep an eye out for it without a doubt. We got ANKR, another blue crypto with the single eye symbolism here. 009, 10 billion supply. Connections with Stellar and Ripple, right? ANKR, blue crypto that's easy to get on Coinbase. Sub a penny, 10 billion supply. I get 100 or 1,000 of these. Never think about it again. Wait for this Web3 future that Anchor is trying to be the connection to. XPNet. Cross interoperability NFT marketplace right here. Big connections with Hedera, Casper, Multiverse X, VeChain, XPNet at 0004, negative 68% down, 1 billion supply. We got EGLD at 9, Multiverse X, part of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance at $9.48, negative 70% down. 28 million supply, $278 million market cap. Got to get to I'm going to go through the deep reds here, guys, really quick because it's a short video, and then I'll try to check out as many questions as I can afterwards. But I hope you guys appreciate it, and I hope you're grateful, not grateful. I'm grateful. I live a life of gratitude. I don't know if you guys are grateful or not. I'm not telling you if you are or not, but, if you're enjoying this free information without having to jump through any hoops to get access to it, I appreciate hitting the like and any new subscribers to the channel that are helping us grow and break our shadow band, shining light into the shadows here. We have, what is this? Injective, INJ at $7.69, negative 70% down, 100 million supply, $669 million market cap. Injective, the whole Cosmos ecosystem is going to start popping up in these deep reds, guys. This is an ecosystem that is, for sure, they're trying to shake everybody out on. They're trying to have people not interested at all in the Cosmos ecosystem. They want them to chase the Binances, they want them to chase the Ethereums, and they want them to chase the Solanas now. Loving Solana ecosystem in that R3 announcement that was made today, man. Solana's in R3 now, guys. I know a lot of XTC heads and XRP people are going to be pissed, but this is, Solana, if it takes Solana to break the seal to get XDC into bank accounts and XRP into bank accounts, they foreshadowed that it's not only Solana, it's going to be opening the door for a lot of other cryptos that are, otherwise kind of hard to get, or that, you wouldn't have had options to otherwise, right? So, if Solana is the mainstream one that helps it get there, right? It is what it is. Good luck when, that thing freaking, crashes, right? And it doesn't have 100% uptime if people are going to still be interested in it. But right now, Solana, hey, man, we talked about this one in the early days, and it's still, I think it's going to go to $1,000 plus, man. I think Solana is just only beginning its ascension to freaking dominance right here, without a doubt. And we got some Solana ecosystem crypto tokens here, but Injective at $7.69, negative 70% down, 100 million supply. We got Holochain hot at 0006. Dude, Holochain's running like millions of dollars of volume, like 2 million, 3 million of dollars of volume in the past 24 hours. Holochain pops off in bull cycles, always at random. When you always least expect it, Holochain starts doing things. They're still active on their X. They got a good following on X as well. 0006. It's a pretty high supply, but at 0006, coffee money could possibly go a long way here. Negative 71% down, 177 billion supply for Holochain at $110 million market cap. Then we got Solana's DEXs right here. I'm going to mention both of them. Radium, Ray at $1.49, 555 million supply, negative 70% down for Radium, Ray. And then we have Jupe aggregator, I love Jupe in this coming bulls. We've never seen what a bull cycle looks like for Jupe here. So we're about to see Jupe came out hot. We said we wanted to wait for the deep reds. It is here in the deep reds for Jupe. Jupe at 33 cents, negative 73% down, 10 billion supply, 456 million market cap. Then we have Polymesh. Polymesh is claimed to be an RWA full stack end-to-end system here. PolyX is the ticker. POLYX at 7 cents, negative 71% down, 1.1 billion supply, $94 million market cap for PolyX. Then we got IoTX. We've been talking about the Internet of Things, the Internet of Sensors, right? IoTX is one of those leaders in the Internet of Sensors. They have sensor working products. They got a good following. They got partners, measurable data token, right? Dude, the data economy and sensor economy, or like sensor, Internet of Sensors, or IOTA. I've been seeing for some IOTA through my base wallet. Unfortunately, you got to swap with some Binance coin, or, whatever coin has a Binance smart contract address. But I'm tired of sleeping on IOTA, man. It's at 15 cents. I'm just going to get some of this, it looks like it's the clear Internet of Things leader, right, amongst the other ones. The other ones are very, very good standouts, though. DAG, HNT, IOTX, measurable data token, as I mentioned earlier. Funny thing enough, XPX can also do that, right? But I'm not going to try to talk too much about XPX, even though now it's kind of going back into the deep reds there. But people already know how I feel about that freaking digital asset. So we'll keep an eye out on it. I don't want to be over investing in it. There's other deep red opportunities out here as well to keep an eye out for. But APT, Aptos at $3.09, negative 74% down, 9.4 billion supply, $106 million market cap. Aptos, high-end smart contracts platform. We don't know what a bull cycle looks like for this one. They're keeping it in the deep reds, so people are really quiet on this one. Black and white, weird black and white logo as well. Heck of a following on X, right? A lot of reputation and credit for Aptos right here. Of course, Zahao and Evernote, we don't know what a bull cycle looks like for those. Those are definitely undervalued. Good eyes right there. Ford Ranger. We've been talking about how they're essential for XRP to create that micro, payments economy. Dude, I love staking my Zahao. I love staking it, dude, and seeing those little real-time drops of XAH coming on in and just accumulating. XAH, man. XAH, I can't wait. If you got an X in front of your ticker, I was talking with, I was getting through to it with the AI. I was like, okay, tell me the deal. How important is it to have that X in front of your ticker? And it seems like it's very advantageous if you're a digital asset that has an X in the front of your ticker. So I'm all about the X cryptos, all about the X tokens, because you know what X platform is going to be choosing? It's going to be choosing one of these X cryptos because they're interoperable, they're global, they're regulatory compliant, which is extremely important when you're dealing with value transfer, right? So one of these X cryptos is going to be one of the chosen ones for X money, or it could be a handful of them. What if it's all of them? The freaking future is ridiculous, and it's interoperable, and it's freaking tons of chains. It seems like it's the internet of blockchains, right? Index, weird black and white crypto logo with an owl head. You know what the owl means to the elite. They've been keeping this one on the hush hush, but heck of a value right now for coffee money that could possibly go a long way. This crypto does DeFi for a ton of assets, including XRP, which is pretty interesting. Index at 82 cents, available on Coinbase, negative 76% down, 10 million supply. I get 5 of these, 10 of these. I'm never thinking about them. Let's see if you could do it, Index. Let's see if you can freaking go to the hundreds of dollars, because your supply is so damn small. The supply shock, I'll just play the supply shock game there and see if it goes to the freaking heavens here. $6 million market cap as well. So I'll wait till you get to 60. I'll wait till you get to 6 billion, right? I'll wait till you get to 6 billion market cap, Index, if you ever do. I doubt it, but hey, 600 million market cap, maybe in the cards. What's up, Big Mouth Rob? Appreciate you jumping on in. It's a quickie today, so I'm just jumping through the deep reds as we go along. We got 10 cents Python Network at negative 76% down, 10 billion supply, 151 million market cap. We have AKT at 64 cents, decentralized cloud storage of the Cosmos ecosystem. We are already seeing how important decentralized cloud storage is Filecoin's definitely a major player in that. Siacoin is definitely a major player in that. AKT is definitely a major player in that. SRX is a major player in that. Edge Network is a major player in that. Flux is a major player in that. XPX is a major player in that, right? And then we move on. So AKT, keeping an eye out on that one. Love it under $1. I almost feel like this one, is just destined to go above $1. But hey, you never know with some of these cryptos. Nothing is guaranteed, and it can always be more red tomorrow. But I just chip away and start staking this AKT and just let it just build, let it work for me, and let it start building. IONX. IONX is charged particles, I believe. That's the name of their thing. Charged particles, but it's IONX at 001, negative 75% down, 100 million supply. Really good following for this freaking crypto. There's something going down with this freaking crypto that's pretty interesting. There's some magic to it, or I don't know why there's so many good followers on this project, but IONX at 001, negative 75% down, 100 million supply. I repeat, a 100 million supply at 001. $5, never think about it again, right? Once again, not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community. And once again, grateful for you guys hitting the like on this quickie today. Appreciate y'all. Wormhole at 6 cents, negative 77% down, 10 billion supply. Wormhole's got major securitized connections, Aerodrome connections. Saw Pat on that one out earlier here. Shout out to you, Pat. Appreciate you, TIBBIR, of course. TIBBIR. A new level down. It used to be from 30 to 29. We would start purchasing there. Base Patsy with the TIBBIR love, and we gotta start getting green frogs jumping around this blue castle. That is for sure. We have ZNN, Xenon, full stack blockchain project here, self-upgradable, apparently, 22 cents, network of momentum, and they call themselves Xenon, ZNN, at 22 cents, negative 78% down, 10 million supply at a $2 million market cap. We got the Blue Butterfly, IXO. We've been loving the Blue Butterfly here. 004, negative 78% down, 160 million supply, only in the Cosmos ecosystem, only on Osmosis Zone can we get this crypto. Another Cosmos, we're going back to back to back, 3 Cosmos ecosystem cryptos in a row right here. AXL at 16 cents, negative 79% down, 1.1 billion supply, $152 million market cap. We got Osmosis Zone, Osmo at 10 cents, negative 70% down, $833 million supply, or 833 million supply, $65 million market cap. Osmo, I think, is going to be doing some big things in this next bull cycle, man. They're trying to FUD people out of that Cosmos ecosystem hard. We're on to the last page of our deep reds, and then we'll try to get to as many questions as we can for the last 10 or 15 minutes here. I'm so appreciative and grateful people jumping in and understanding the situation. We're in the middle of a work day here. I'm supposed to be on a break, technically, but I'm not taking a freaking break. I take no breaks. I want to freaking, no days off, as Bill Belichick used to say back when he was coaching the Patriots, man. No days off. The Blue Foundation, that is for sure. Heart at 003, negative 82% down, 7.8 billion supply for humans.ai. Human verification is going to be a very important thing. Hedera ecosystem follows the little h here. That is Heart at 003, negative 82% down, 7.8 billion supply. We got XX Network, the deep red of 2025, at a penny, negative 83% down, 1 billion supply. Shout out to Nerdy. He released a video showing how you can purchase XX, how you can bridge it to your wallet. Oh my gosh, of course. We talk XX Network, they try to cut us out. Of course. We talk XX Network, trying to cut us out. It just, okay. We're starting to get cut in and out. Okay. We're starting to get cut in and out for some reason. I don't know. Maybe we're just releasing too much of time. But TIA, 97 cents. Realio, real estate, 83% down. They released a digital as well as called D. Kind of started off hot, but we just waited because, usually these cryptos start off hot. Then next thing you know, there's freaking major sell-off. Rio was at around 20 cents. Now it's at 15. Dude, 349 million supply, negative 83% down. We got BDP, Big Data Protocol, private investment for AI agents. This is a negative 83% down, 1.2 million market cap. Got a powerhouse AI crypto here that has done some awesome runs in the past bull cycles. CTXC. Sorry about that. Cortex AI, CTXC at 3 cents, negative 86% down, 300 million supply for CTXC. We have also Tara. Is it called Taraxa? But Tara, TARA is the ticker, 0005, negative 86% down, 10 billion supply, but follows this freaking project. There's something going down with Tara that we must not know, because literally almost every freaking blockchain follows this project. Tara at 0005, 10 billion supply. I am totally down at, while it's in the deep reds, not interested in this. Of 86% down, 1.7 billion supply. We got Thorchain, Rune, RUNE at 77 cents, negative 88% down, 560 million supply. Subquery token, SQT at 0006, negative 89% down, 10 billion supply. Nodal, NODL. Actually, I might be confusing Tara with Nodal. Nodal is the one that has, no, I'm not. Tara, everybody's following Tara. Nodal, NODL, a lot of good followers though, and I repeat, Salesforce following them. So Salesforce must know something's up with Nodal. They're trying to hide this one in the deep reds. 0001, negative 94% down, 21 billion supply for Nodal. NCN, 0001, negative 95% down, 3 billion supply. NCN's got good quality partnerships, good AI followers as on the X there. Rendering, earning NCN supply. So my coffee money could go a long way there and just, doing damage to that supply. We got DEAI. It's called 01 Labs or 01. But DEAI is the ticker. Big time AI project that looks like it's up and coming here. You got Aptos following them, Near Protocol following them, Ocean Protocol, FET following them, Google, right, as part, and they're also part of the NVIDIA incubator program. So DEAI at 2 cents, negative 95% down, 1 billion supply. Then we have A0 at 1, privacy-focused layer 1 crypto that's part of the Digital Euro Association. A0, they've been doing a really good job of keeping low sentiment on this project without a doubt. But hey, we're going to stay committed to the deep reds. This thing may be dead, but, until we're for certain, right? Or until we just make no money off it, I'm chipping away with coffee money, and then, hey, whatever happens, happens. Last one we got is Red Belly Network, RBND. Very high transactions per second, layer 1 crypto at 007, 10 billion supply, negative 61% down, $7 million market cap. All right, guys, let me try to catch everybody here. Let me try to see any questions that we may have. Yeah, trying to keep G from getting the word out again. Dude, I swear, man, they just freaking limit the reach of this channel, man. They just don't like us calling out deep reds like this. They really don't, dude. They really have something out there without it. Who knows? Same here, video is cutting out bad. Yeah, I mean, dude, we start talking about XX Network and how you can bridge it and own it. They all of a sudden start freaking cutting us out, man. Yeah, you know what they just did? They updated the algorithm on, they saw where this video was going, and then they just updated the algorithm to just make sure there was minimal exposure of this live. They were just like, okay, stop, we got to stop G somehow. We got to stop the Blue Foundation somehow. Unfortunately, you could try all you want, but the light always shines through. Golden information, but your voice keeps skipping. I appreciate it. What up, glitches? Hey guys, my bad, man. It just is what it is in this situation. How is everyone going to be a crazy time first half of next year? Good to catch a live. Appreciate you. What's it called again? Which one? XX Network? Which crypto is it called again? Which one are we talking about? International New World Order coin equals X, most likely XAU. Hopefully Ripple wake up and make RLXAU. They probably will in the future. I wouldn't be surprised. Your wallet's packed. I mean, dude, I'm diversified as hell, and I don't buy all these cryptos, but I definitely doubt. We got it. We add XDB back on the list. That one's it's an interesting one. I'm kind of scared of XDB myself. They kind of have little scammy vibes, but they have pretty good following at the same time, man. So, they were a stellar fork, right? So XDB is also a blue crypto that, hey, I'm holding on to whatever I remember back in the day we were talking about XDB. I'm holding on to whatever I got, but I'm just focusing on other digital assets right now. Maybe I should be focusing just on XDB. And hell, if I'm bearish on it or not like excited about it, then for sure it's going to be doing some things, right? Because that's the way they love to play the game. They're like, okay, let's get the ones that G hasn't talked about and pump those instead, right? I like XRP is going to do some things. Pulsara, we've been talking about the Sara token. Love XAH. Which one is everyone following? Tara? I think it's TARA. Tara. Looking at Tara and the quality of their followers, dude, they have like a ton of blockchains following this project, man. They're trying to be a hyper scalable, big time L1 crypto. It's a layer 1 crypto at 0005, y'all. A layer 1 crypto at 0005. CTX. No, I was talking about CTXC. CTXC, that's text at 3 cents, negative 86% down, 300 minute supply. But I will write CTX if you're talking about something different there. I will write CTX and see if we already have it on. I think it may be talking about that covalent token or something like that. We have that on the list. It just wasn't, in the deep, like I'm only showing cryptos that are like 65 to 70 to all the way down to 90% down, right? Because, that's where I start considering them like super low sentiment at that point, right? G, did you ever grab some? No, I did not, man. I'm going to be missing out on that crypto, unfortunately, but we do have it on the list, but I just never grabbed any Ford F and Ranger. I mean, I'm too busy trying to freaking accumulate or build up some XPX. Now that it's at 0004, I think I'm going to be going towards some XPX, some Dragon Chain at a penny, DRGN at a penny, some XX Network at a penny. I don't mind getting more BDP, Big Data Protocol, with that 80 million supply and some coffee money. SQT at 0006. Let's see what else. Wormhole at 6 cents. IXO at 004. Osmo at AKT at 60 cents. P at a penny, right? Dude, we're starting to get IMX, Immutable X, going down to the 40-cent range again, dude. Immutable X, IMX, man. That one's starting to, I like all the freaking cryptos that have X's in them, man. So that one's starting to look like a good deep red again. XPNet is still at 0004, right? I like getting, at 0004, 1 billion supply. I like getting some XPNet. WLD at 77 cents while it's under $1. I don't mind that. Tezos while it's under $1. XTZ, one of the least talked about major cap X cryptos. It's freaking baffling, dude. They've done really good job of the mind games with this crypto. Like, the founders have been super quiet, right? They release whatever they need to release and update. They never do like releasing XTZ as a ticker or anything like that. There's something funny going on over there. It's a USA crypto, high-end security with Tezos as well, self-amending blockchain, right? So we're definitely keeping an eye out on that one. Sia Coin at 001 is starting to look interesting, negative 60% down. Loving, I'm starting to get into the cryptos that are building sensors. There's going to be one of these that hits it big with the Internet of Things, and the pinned one is the Awakening Banking Industry on our X, right? We have a pinned message on our X that is the Awakening of the Banking Industry videos. I have now added the insurance industry. Dude, there's one episode in the insurance industry called Revelations that's going to blow your effing minds, guys. Like, we've seen all of them, right? But I love getting refreshers because I always tend to miss something, or like a new narrative pops up or like something, right? Sensors. The Internet of There's going to be micro sensors that are going to be able to give you health updates in real time that they can get, like all this type of stuff, man. Little micro sensors are going to be part of this future, and it's going to be massive, right? So I'm starting to get into the Internet of Sensors and Internet of Things and things that can do that as well. What about USCR coin? I'll write that down, my dude. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, man, there's only so many cryptos, but I try to put them all on the list. And if they don't pop up right across the board, at least 60 to 90% down on the year, right? And then red from there. They, don't be mad at me if it doesn't pop up on our list, because that's the criteria, right? You got to be 60+% down on the year and kind of red across the board, right? We're trying to find the deep reds, right? Because this is where they hide the value. This is where they hide the cryptos that are going to be the next pumps that people are going to be freaking chasing, the next narratives that people are going to be freaking chasing, right? I'll write down MFG. I'll write that one down. Appreciate you. Appreciate the Grays coming on in, shouting out some new cryptos. Curry, man, you're probably going to get a blue wrench in the future, man. I've been seeing you in a lot of the chats here. Big Mouth Rob. What sensor token are we speaking about? So there's multiple. There's IOTA, that's the clear leader. IOTX is another one. Come on. I got freaking a little bit of time here to talk about it. I posted it up on my X. You guys can scroll through my X. I said Internet of Sensors, and I listed all the freaking cryptos that I'm keeping an eye out for in terms of the Internet of Sensors. MDT, XPX can do it as well, which is fantastic. I know I'm missing one. Helium is the one I was missing. HNT, right? So these are some of the major sensor, digital assets that are creating and working on VeChain, right? Things like that are creating and working on little sensors. This is going to be a very, very important innovation. And the ones that are decentralized assets that create these sensors, right, for the Internet of Things, the Internet of Blockchain, the Internet of Sensors, whatever you want to freaking call it, these things are going to be absurdly important, man. So, and, if you guys, once again, I'm just like expressing opinions. This isn't financial advice. This isn't, I'm not a pro trader. I'll never tell you what to do. But on our X, we have our insurance video right underneath the awakening of the banking industry. So if you haven't already, that's been assigned reading to the Blue Foundation here, it's not reading, it's assigned viewing. If anything, get some popcorn and have a good time watching these sci-fi clips. But yeah, the Internet of Sensors is going to be massive. So, the insurance industry series of videos is right underneath it. I'll be releasing the telecom industry videos as well, and then the automotive industries as well. All of these have something to do with digital assets and the new digitization of the world that is coming. We are not on the new rails yet. It's still a coexistence period with traditional rails. And I'm sure when ISO 20022 gets released in the middle of this Mercury retrograde, it may be a dud, it may be delayed, there may be something going on with it, right? Just keep it. I could be wrong on that too. I hope I am, because then we'll make filthy gains. But, there could just be something fishy, maybe expecting, the shutdown to be extended a bit. I hope not as well. I'm kind of just like throwing it out there so they do the opposite and just freaking fill up our bags and make us filthy gains, right? But, Mercury retrograde is just a funny thing from the 9th to the 29th. So we're keeping our eyes out on that. Guys, it's a short, quickie video today. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to any of your questions. I appreciate your understanding. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Thanks for hitting the like on the way out. Thanks to any new subscribers to the channel, and thanks to any new members to the channel. They're trying to keep us freaking, in the darkness here, you guys. They're trying to keep us in the shadows. Every little bit of support helps. And in the description below, there's other ways to support us as well. Thank you, Blue Foundation. Thank you, Green Giants. And thank you, Deep Red Alliance. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got the golden eyes, and we keep it crypto. No freaking days off right here. I'm going back to work right after this. That's how we freaking do it. I'll see you guys very soon. I'm going to keep trying if you guys keep trying. See y'all in the Blue Castle. Much love. Adios.